Dan Trachtenberg returns to give us a brand new animated action take on the Predator franchise. After delivering one of the strongest entries since the original with Prey, the big question is, does this new chapter deliver or does it fall short? Let's get started on my review of Predator Killer of Killers. Let's go.
From the town I like nothing, when I'm hopefuls lit. A small city or something, but mostly no one forgets. On the outskirts of where I've been, dreaming since a kid. Thought I was cursed to never see a radio hit. A Grammy to industry or something, even close. Miles outside.
What's going on, all my beautiful people? This is Jacey, and I just finished watching Predator Killer of Killers. Before I do start my review, please note this will be a spoiler-free review, just in case you haven't seen it yet, currently showing on Hulu. Also, please make sure that you hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell to stay up to date on more new animated films that I'm reviewing just like this. So Predator Killer of Killers stars Lindsay Lohanki, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Michael Biehn, Rick Gonzalez, and more. A Viking raider, a ninja in feudal Japan, and a World War II pilot encounter a fierce intergalactic hunter, aka the Predator. Alright, so Predator Killer of Killers is the first animated anthology in the Predator series, and it finally gives us fans what we've been waiting for. Multiple Predator stories set in different time periods. When I first heard that this was announced and they were working on this, aka director Dan Trachtenberg, who directed the Prey movie and did so well, by the way, on Hulu, felt like that should have got a theatrical release, and I'm glad that we're getting a theatrical release for his upcoming Predator Badlands film. So hyped about that. But I was pretty excited about this because, ironically, about a year ago, me and my little brother have always talked about theories on the Predator franchise and Alien franchise, and we just always talk movie talk, right? And one of the things he said, I kid you not, about a year ago, before this was announced, is he said, "I would be amazing to see Predator fight a samurai or a ninja in feudal Japan." And when he said that, I was like, man, that would be amazing. He also said it would be amazing to see Predator fight some pirates or just old warriors in different time periods. Then they announced this, and I was so psyched for it. I was like, oh yeah, I'm definitely checking that out. Now, from ancient warriors to World War II pilots, this movie jumps through time to show us how the Predator species hunts across history. Now, even though the film only gives us a short amount of time to each tale, it manages to create clear, emotional stories for each main character. Whether it's a Viking mother fighting for her son, a shinobi trying to regain his honor, or a young recruit chasing his dreams in World War II. Each story pulls you in just enough to care, which is always my worry when it comes to anthology series. I mean, I grew up watching the Twilight Zone series, Tales from the Crypt, so many anthology shows I can't even count, to be honest. But my main worry with a lot of short stories is that you can't care enough for that character before the story ends. But the way these three short stories connect near the end is a nice twist and doesn't feel forced. While a few moments feel a little silly or too light for such a dark series, overall the movie respects the franchise and keeps the focus on survival and cleverness, aka the heart of any good Predator story. So since this is an anthology type of movie, I am going to break down each story, and don't worry guys, I'm not going to talk too much about the plots. I'll just give you a brief synopsis about each one, but I'm going to break down what I loved about it and some of the things that I felt like some of the stories could have done a little bit better. Now let's start off with the first one, titled The Viking Hunt. And this is the first tale in the movie. We follow a fierce Viking warrior and her son as they travel through a harsh, snowy landscape seeking revenge. Watching this one actually reminded me of Assassin's Creed Valhalla, if you guys have played that game. It's a cold and emotional tale showing how far someone will go to protect family and settle scores. The arrival of the Predator brings in even bigger threat, adding a terrifying twist to an already dangerous mission. The story is simple but powerful, with just enough time to make you care. Now, as far as the voice acting in that one, Lindsay Lohanki does a strong job as the mother, giving her character strength and determination without overdoing it. Her performance helps carry the emotional weight of the story, even when there's not much dialogue. And as far as the animation in this one, this segment uses a gritty, wintry style that fits the Viking setting perfectly. At first, it kind of took me a little bit, though, I will say, to get used to some of the animation in this film. And I will say that is one of probably the downfalls of this movie, as well as a couple of plot holes and some of the stories you guys will know, trust me, when you do see it. But for the most part, when you do get used to the animation, it does feel different and honestly like a breath of fresh air. The Predator here is massive and intimidating in the story, and the battle scenes are raw and intense. Seeing this huge Predator in this segment had me thinking, whoa, where did this dude come from? While the animation isn't super smooth at times, and that was my biggest issue with it, the design and action more than make up for it. We get a cool look at how the Predator picks worthy opponents from different cultures and time periods overall in this. But this segment with the Viking hunt shows just how far back these deadly hunts have been happening, adding layers to the Predator's history without giving away too much. Now this brings me to probably my favorite and the standout in this film, which is story number 2, titled The Shinobi's Trial. This is set in feudal Japan, and it follows a disgraced shinobi trying to regain his honor. The story is mostly told through visuals, not words, and that makes it even more striking. When the Predator does show up, the shinobi must shift his focus from revenge to survival, and the fight that follows is one of the best in the whole film. As far as the voice acting in this one, Luis Ozawa brings a quiet intensity to the shinobi. Even though there's hardly any talking, his expressions and movements say a lot. The emotion comes through clearly thanks to a solid voice direction and sound design. And as far as the animation with this one, the segment is absolutely beautiful. It has a calm, artistic look inspired by Japanese paintings and classic films. The Predator here is sleeker and more stealthy, matching the quiet, focused tone of the story. And the fight choreography is smooth and clever in this one, giving it a poetic feel, and even during violent scenes, it captivates your attention the whole time. And this second story dives into the idea of honor in battle. It shows how predators choose enemies not just for strength, but for skill and purpose. The way this predator watches and reacts says a lot about how their kind thinks. It adds a deeper, more thoughtful layer to their code. Now you guys should know though, I'm a sucker when it comes to any story, film, or show set in feudal Japan. It's just like my thing. So of course this one was my most anticipated, and it did not fail to deliver. Now this brings me to the third and final story, which is called The Young Pilot. And this final tale takes place during World War II and follows a rookie pilot who dreams of flying in real combat. He's brave but inexperienced, and when a predator starts hunting from above, he has to think fast to stay alive. This story probably shocked me the most. Although it's still not my favorite out of the three, I still was surprised how they took a little bit of a twist on seeing this third and final story of not just a predator hunting and looking for someone who's skilled, who has purpose, who has strength, or any of those things, but looking for somebody who is a little bit smarter when it comes to flying. This story has an underdog vibe to it for sure, and it moves at a fast pace. It's thrilling and has some big surprises near the end, which I did enjoy. As far as the voice acting in this one, Rick Gonzalez gives a likable and energetic performance as the pilot. In case you guys do not know who Rick Gonzalez is, he's been in such films as Coach Carter and even Roll Bounce. His character feels real and relatable. He's the least trained of the three heroes, which makes his struggle even more gripping. As far as the animation in this story, it uses a bold, colorful style that captures the chaos of war. The Predator here uses a flying ship, giving us dogfights and mid-air action we haven't seen before in the series. The visuals here are loud and explosive in the best way. Now, the interesting thing about this story is that this segment reveals more about the Predator species and how they communicate with each other. It shows a bit of their hierarchy and tech, and maybe not everyone will enjoy that, but I got a kick out of seeing their technology coming from the ship and how you're thinking, okay, so they're gonna shoot some plasma type of beams, something that they have that's really deadly, and instead you get something very different. Now, some of the Predator lore moments feel a little cheesy, but they also tease possible connections to future stories, which is exciting for longtime fans. Now, here are my final thoughts, you guys, on Predator Killer of Killers. It proves that animation works surprisingly well for this franchise. Each story brings something new to the table, different eras, fighting styles, and type of predators. While the animation has a few rough patches, the creative designs, strong performances, and fun action scenes more than make up for it. Dan Trachtenberg and Joshua Sung clearly understand what fans love about the series. Smart, skilled humans facing off against the galaxy's most dangerous hunters. If you like the movie Prey that came out a few years ago starring Amber Midthunder, you'll enjoy this too. This film is a strong reminder that the franchise still has plenty of fire left. With all that being said, you guys, I'm gonna give Predator Killer of Killers 3.5 flames out of 5 and a pretty fire film rating.
It's nice.
This was a nice little appetizer before we get to Predator Badlands, coming out later this year. This animated film is a bold and stylish entry in the franchise that proves animation is a perfect match for these deadly alien hunters. It gives us cool stories, strong action, and a fresh take on the lore without losing what makes the Predator movies fun. If you liked Prey with the same director, aka Dan Trachtenberg, you'll have some enjoyment with this one. Let's hope he keeps steering the ship the right way though. Alright guys, so have you seen this movie yet, or are you looking forward forward to seeing it. Does this make you even more excited to see Predator Badlands later? Let me know in the comments below. Last thing before I do go, you guys, please make sure that you hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell to stay up to date. My name's Jason. Until next time, I'm out.